here.
Blammo.
There you go. Looks great.
Blammo.
All right, how about this? SGA, afraid of needles. Lou Dort says, I got you, buddy. How wholesome is this? This is just delightful. Lou Dort's like, let me hold your hand while you get the COVID vaccine. That's being a great teammate, and it's being a great ambassador. Listen, folks, 2 points on this. One is, go get your vaccine. I know a lot of people are like, make your own. Go get your vaccine. Don't listen to CDC. Go get your vaccine. The other thing is this. If you have older people in your life, it's hard to get these appointments. Help them out. If you're young and you're watching this show, you understand the internet better. Reach out to your older people. Doesn't mean they're 80. They might be in their mid-40s. Can't figure it out. Help people get their appointments to get their vaccine. Great job, Lou Dort, being a great teammate for SGA. We should all be teammates for our friends and family. Help them get their appointments for their vaccines.
So
Nick,
do we need
hold
to
my
help
hand when I
Wilds?
get mine. No, you need to help me.
No problem,
I don't
Jenna.
love it. What I do love is East Carolina baseball. I love this so much. The game, this is the walk-off single. Regular season game, but look at the celebration. The celebration is like World Series-esque. This was off the charts. I want to focus on my man in the cone right there. That guy, I'm sure there's a reason he does it. I don't know what it is until I figured it out. I came up with 3. Number 1, safety first, protect the head. Number 2, should the celebration go south, nobody's picking that guy out of a lineup. And number 3, if it does go south and they got to call in authorities, that guy's the first one out of there. Where do you think I got the cone? Right in front. Pick it up. Park your car. Got the cone on my head. I'm out of here. I love everything about it. Can't watch it enough. He needed directions where the celebration was. I love that guy so much. Made me watch East Carolina baseball. Wilds. Love lists.
Here's from June, Ben Simmons adding some bulk. Let's rumble with the rumble emoji there. Okay, Campazzo's like, okay, let's. Try to set a pick on me in the backcourt. Blammo. You rarely see this go this way. Usually the poor guy gets laid out on the opposite end of it. Nope, Campazzo is giving away a foot to Ben Simmons. Lays Ben Simmons out. And look, if Dwight Howard can get ejected back-to-back games, Doc, there's got to be a little retaliation here. The whole play goes on. Ben tries to set another pick on him. He dodges it. You got to just go down and just bowl the guy over. Get a tech, maybe get thrown out because this is unacceptable. And Campazzo looks back.
He looks back at him like,
Ben Simmons. We're tough people, man. Campazzo says I'm here for it.
We're tough people. The NFL announced the matchup for the newly created 17th regular season game. Get an extra week. And we got a bunch of good ones on deck. You got Russ versus Ben. That'll be great. Kyler versus Baker. That'll be fun. But Brandon, the most intriguing new game created by the 17-game schedule is blank.
Oof. So many good games. Week 17. Got to get used to saying that. Nick, I got to go with the Rams versus the Ravens. Could this potentially be a Super Bowl matchup preview? Could it potentially be? We know who these guys are on the defensive side. Now you insert Matthew Stafford in that offense with little boy wonder. Come on, man. This team can go to another level. Now, the gap between the Baltimore Ravens and the Kansas City Chiefs are huge, but we have a whole offseason. Could they potentially close that gap? Could they ascend to the next level? If so, this could be a preview of the Super Bowl.
Well, listen, I love that game, and I love even more that you were kind enough, since I go second on this, to not pick the actual game that is the right answer, that everyone knows is the right answer, Packers and Chiefs. Rodgers Mahomes Part 1. We should have gotten Rodgers Mahomes Part 1 in the Super Bowl last year, but Matt LaFleur screwed it up. Aaron Rodgers couldn't take advantage of Brady's 3 second-half interceptions, and I'm still not going to be over it. Chiefs would have killed him. They would have killed him, but it doesn't matter. That game's at Arrowhead, or whatever the hell they just renamed Arrowhead to. And so Packers at Chiefs, Rodgers Mahomes Part 1. We should see it multiple times over the years. That's what I'm most excited for.
Oh, I'll tell you what I'm most excited for. Great franchise, on the way back, spend a lot of money. Some call them America's team. We'll be playing the Dallas Cowboys in Foxborough. Great game, Dak versus Jimmy G. Cowboys at Patriots.
Jimmy G. This guy.
Stop this
Gotta
madness.
figure it out. All right, let's stay with that 17th game. So the biggest gift of all, perhaps, the matchup we almost had in the Super Bowl. Nick laid it out for you. Packers Chiefs. Rodgers, Mahomes, he wanted to see it. That stage is now set. Brandon, though, the most intriguing individual matchup created by the 17th game is blank.
Yeah, you guys know I'm a wide receiver. I think it's the most important position on the offensive side of the on the offensive side, right? But I also know that the game is won in the trenches. Offensive line versus defensive line. So the most intriguing matchup to me is Seattle's offensive line versus the Pittsburgh Steelers' defensive line. Now, Russell Wilson says he's not protected. Let's see if they can bolster this offensive line through the draft, maybe late in free agency, to help against a freaking phenomenal front seven. So we're going to see a lot come week 17 in that matchup, Nick, between that offensive line and defensive line.
So I'm going with one that I'm excited for because it'll be a great football game, but also because it'll be great for this show. And we don't know when these 17th games are going to be placed in the schedule, but I do know this. The Monday following this matchup, this show is going to be red hot. Kyler versus Baker. Kyler's Brandon's guy. Yep. I like him fine. Goodness. Baker's my guy. Brandon hates him with the passion of 1,000 suns. We're going to get to see him match up against each other. I am so excited to watch a great young star quarterback and Kyler Murray play each other. Okay. It's going to be great. You've got one team that last year. One team that. Oh, yeah. Too early prediction. Let me hear it, Brandon. Too early prediction.
Early prediction. I'm going with Kyler. Yeah. I'm going with Kyler.
Oh, yeah. Shocker. Shocker. On one side of the coin, you've got a team that won double-digit games, went to the playoffs, won a playoff game. On the other side of the coin, you have a team that everyone loved despite the fact they were 500 and they have a mediocre at best coach. But Kyler tries to carry him along with Nuke. So I'm excited. Kyler versus Baker, whatever week it is, that's the one I want to see.
Let's go.
Okay. I've got a sad answer. It's Russ's wish list versus reality. That's right, Bears at Raiders. You can start writing your columns right now if you work for either of the newspapers covering those teams. Two teams that were on Russ's wish list that couldn't get it done. So maybe there's a snowball's chance that Russ still ends up in Chicago with some draft day maneuvering. But overall, this will be the Russ wish list game. But it doesn't have Russ in it.
I like it. It does not have Russ in it. You are correct. He'll be watching it. On to Derrick Henry, maybe. He ran over 2,000 yards last season. Now he's got one extra game, try and break the single-season rushing record. Brandon Marshall, the player most likely to break a record with length.
Well, the record we're talking about is, we got to go back to 2012. This player did the unthinkable. This dude went for 1,946 yards receiving in a season. That was Megatron, Calvin Johnson, playing for the Detroit Lions. There's one player that's going to do it this year. I see him work out every single day. Nick, can you guess what receiver that will be? Wows, anybody? Throw me one name out there, and I'm going to tell you who it's going to be right now.
Google Doc.
Can y'all guess?
DeAndre Hopkins.
You saw the Google Doc?
DeAndre Hopkins.
No, it's not DeAndre Hopkins. You got A.J. Green on the other side. A.J. Green's going to take a bulk of that. It's going to be Stephon Diggs.
Julian Edelman?
Stephon Diggs, oh my goodness. Josh Allen. Stop it, please. Please. He got Josh Allen at his quarterback. Look at that dude wearing number 17. Throwing that ball to this dude right here, phenomenal. That's the record that's going to go down. Megatron's record in 2012, Nick. All right, 1,946 yards will be broken this year by that man right there.
Wow. Mitch Trubisky's going to have a huge season then. So fantasy football players add Mitch Trubisky. All right. So I've got